Hey guys, it's Sarah. I love everything that's happening with the cooking show and awkward cooking show and all that. And I definitely want to give you an update. Yesterday was New Year's Eve, and I just want to give you an update on that, like how my New Year's Eve was and all that. And so yesterday was New Year's Eve, and originally my family and I had planned to go to City Walk. I live in LA, so obviously we live near City Walk. It's like City Walk and Universal and all that. So what happened was we planned that my dad and my brother would go see Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And since I wasn't that big of a Star Wars fan, and I wasn't going to sit through 2 hours of that, even for my dad and my brother. Actually, nothing for my brother. Maybe a little for my dad. Sorry, but yeah. That and I was gonna see that movie Daddy's Home, which is showing Will Ferrell and all that. I'm a big Will Ferrell fan, so yeah. Unfortunately, that day, and it was actually the day after I made that video of me eating the cooked ice cream bread, and I had made that thinking it would be good, and it was. That was my honest reaction. I actually ate a full bar after that, thinking it was good. The next day, which was New Year's Eve, at 3 in the morning, I ended up throwing up. And I had not felt sick before that. I was actually very fine, very excited, very energetic, like I always am. And I ended up being very sick the very next day, which was New Year's Eve. I was so shocked that I was throwing up, actually, and feeling like I was gonna burst, just explode, that just any minute. It was just the very next day, I was so shocked, and I just couldn't move. It was a struggle just to get out of bed, and I was really shocked. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't know what was going on, so I just thought, it's a phase, it'll pass. And then it wouldn't go. I put a heating pad because my mom had told me before that Advil PM doesn't work, and I had a Tylenol PM right after I threw up the first time. So I went and got a Tylenol, and it didn't work for a few hours, and it usually does go off after a few hours regularly. And what happened was and I put a heating pad on, and it still wouldn't survive. So after and when it went to 7 in the morning, it still wouldn't work, and I ended up throwing up 3 more times. So I threw 4 times in one day. It was so shocking. It was struggle to get out of bed. Just the sound and I would stomach water, and I would end up throwing up. It was so shocking to me that I couldn't get out of bed. So I couldn't get out of bed to just go a few steps to my window. I couldn't go to my kitchen. I was struggling to get into the bathroom. It was so shocking to me, and I couldn't even make it to I should be saying this, but I couldn't even make it to the toilet. That's how struggle it was to get out of bed because I was so sick. I didn't know what was going on. So what happened was I didn't end up going to City Walk that day, and that was disappointing to me because I was so excited to go see the movie, not just to go see the movie, but to actually get out of the house, because I never had a good New Year's Eve, and the fact that I had to stay in bed the whole time and I couldn't get up, and the fact that I was throwing up, I was feeling so sick, I actually had the stomach flu. It was just so disappointing and so shocking that I stayed in bed while my family had fun, and I was just really upset, and it just really hurt. And luckily, after my dad got back, he had brought Motrin, because I called my mom in New York, because she's here in Albany, New York, since my grandpa's kind of sick. And she said, suggest Dad get Motrin, because it usually works. So Dad got Motrin for me, and he was back at 9 o'clock, which, using New York time, it's 9, so technically it was already 2016. So basically, I got Motrin. I took 2, went to bed with the heating pad on, and this morning I'm okay. So that's amazing. Unfortunately, it's too late now to have a New Year's evening. Wee! Oh my god. Yeah, so obviously that was my New Year's Eve. In bed, throwing up. That's not the best New Year's Eve. And I still haven't had my New Year's Eve kiss, so that's kind of a downer. To have my New Year's Eve kiss be your pillow. That's actually my New Year's Eve kiss regardless. I'm such a dork. Either way, that was my New Year's Eve. I hope, for those who actually had a New Year's Eve, but they also had a New Year's Eve this year or other years, where they were on the bed, in bed, or on the couch, or whatever, feeling lonely. Hey, at least you weren't throwing up. At least you didn't have the stomach flu. Okay, so I hope that made you feel a little better about your New Year's Eve, because at least it wasn't as worse as mine. Okay, love you guys. Bye.